day 3, Wednesday, February 17th. Did a little ski in to a place where I heard the owl, the boreal owl, last year. I'm going easy. Wasn't even sure if I was going to come in here. It's not too far, but I didn't bring my big camera. I always have that with me when I go out. But big reason I'm going easy right now, and the reason I haven't been out for the last couple of days and done any videos is because I had a little surgical thing done on my mouth with a root canal. They had to do an incision. I have stitches in there, so I'm trying to make sure it all heals up properly. But I wanted to get in because I have almost an hour before sunset, or before I start hearing any calls typically. And I wanted to look for clues. You know, whether that is, I mean, snow is too hard, it's melting too fast for any wing marks. Whitewash, so bird poop, owl poop, or pellets on the ground under trees. Just anything in here that might say there has been an owl hanging out. So I'm going to look around. So where I'm standing right now, see these big trees behind me. Right in this area somewhere is kind of the last time I believe I actually heard this owl call. And it did a prolonged call. So usually that means they found a cavity, and the female accepted the cavity. But I just could never actually find the cavity. I almost wonder if it's in these two big trees behind me, just high enough up that I can't see it. So I'm gonna look around, see if there's any clues in here for me today. I'm gonna head down the road. No luck in there on the skis. I'm gonna go down and try to get visuals on any. Last year I found a couple great grays just off the road, so I'll do that before sunset, and then I'll start listening tonight. I just stopped to take a look at the creek, 717, and there's a great horned owl calling back there somewhere. It's going to be a beautiful evening. Well, that put a damper on things, so went down and back, no luck, got back to location 6, great horned owl calling. You know, I'm kind of parked in my usual place, just sitting there. Sheriff comes by. Says, "What you doing?" "Oh, I'm just listening for owls." I said, "That's okay, isn't it?" He's like, "Well, technically, there's nowhere in Fremont County that you can park on pavement." And so, you know, I'm basically at a dead-end road, just a couple, well, a ways from it, but nobody ever comes down this way. The last 4 years, I've seen just a few cars this time of year. Anyways, but that's, you know, the way he put it was, technically you can't. He says, "I don't care right now. It's middle of the week. No traffic out here." But what that means is I do it again next week, and he sees me again, and then that's a problem. So some of these places, 2 or 3 of them, have a place that I could park. Actually, yeah, I could figure it out, 3 of them. One of them had a parking place last year, which I've noticed isn't plowed out this year. So that's just going to make things a little easier. It takes me, a quarter to half mile away from one of my boreal owl places to kind of listen. I'll be able to hear the sound, but it'd be harder to pinpoint. Anyway, something I gotta work with. So get out and listen here for a minute. Okay, time to finish up. It's about 9 o'clock. Location, I guess, between 1 and 1.5. Had the boreal owl the other day. Day 1 and day 2. Nothing today. Well, no boreal owl tonight at all. There is a saw-whet calling, and I've had a saw-whet in this area, same area for the last 4 years. I haven't tried to track it down just because I've been focused on the boreal owls. But I think it's time to track this down. And the thing is, it quit singing early compared to everything else. I mean, day 4, day 5 in, and this thing's done. and so that means I got to get in there quick. Stopping again tonight. Just have a program I'm supposed to do tomorrow for the Audubon in Yellowstone, and I got to rethink my route. I might just try the 2 locations and see what I get, just because of places to stop. And I wanted to make sure, I don't blame the sheriff at all. That's his job. I think the problem is now I've become accountable for that, because I know those rules. So it's just going to make it very tight on where I can park. And then also, the travel distance. So when I get off on skis, it's going to add a half mile to a mile onto my skis, which isn't a big deal until you start thinking about, I'm skiing in at sunset and trying to listen to owls and bears are coming out. And so it's a safety concern having just a half mile to a mile more from a car after dark. Is just something I got to consider. So I'm going to call tonight, regroup, and hopefully tonight's Wednesday, Thursday. So hopefully Saturday or next Monday. I'd like to get out before then, but probably next Monday. Actually get out and ski or snowshoe. I got to let this thing in my mouth recover as much as possible. I think a week should do it, because I think the stitches should be out by then. They just dissolve, I guess. Anyways, you don't need to hear that. See what I can do.